Hey, this is Regina Y. Favors with Overcoming Life Tired Setback. And so the topic today is I need to move from financial stability to financial freedom. So this derives really from a decision that I made in 2013. I was living at the Salvation Army shelter, and I was just coming out of my homelessness, if that makes sense. I had gone through a correction process from '06. It started '06, but the official correction started '08. And so from '08 to 2013 is when I went through a whole correction process for 5 years. But my total homelessness could have is really from '06 to 2013. And then there's some time after that. And so in 2013, April, I think, April to May, I was there for April, and then I got on program in May 2013. And I made a decision. I said, you know what? It's time for me to pursue financial stability. That was the new decision regarding finances that I made. That's probably the first decision I've ever made concerning finances, at least in terms of a declaration. This is what we're going to do. So in May 2013, our goal is to get a job, keep the job, get a place, stay in the place until we become financially stable. And so that's what I did. 2013 May, I made that decision, a formal declaration, and then I moved out of the shelter somewhere between August and September when the job returned, and I got my first paycheck. So I have to believe it's September, between September and October, I say, when I had enough money to leave. So then I moved into an extended stay because I could not get an apartment. I didn't have enough income. I did not have enough stable income. I didn't have. I think I had a prior eviction as well, and that happened sometime in 2000. I don't know, 11 or something, and 12, I think. And so I couldn't get a place. I just didn't have the money anyway. So I used the money from teaching. I was an adjunct, English adjunct, and we could teach 3 classes, and that was enough money actually to make it. The rent at the extended stay was 750. When I ended up leaving 2022 from 2013, it had gone up to almost $1,000, I think, almost 1,000. So it went from 750 to 825 to something else, and then 1,900, and then almost 1,000. But with that particular with the extended stay and the job, I paid bills, I paid taxes, I stayed in one place, I got stabilized. I knew what my rent was. I had to pay my rent, so I was being conditioned to pay my rent on the first every day. I mean, every month, because with the motel system, you don't you don't have a lease, and you don't have the option of paying by the fifth. If you don't have your money on the first every month, then you can't stay there. You have to leave. And so that conditioned me. Whatever strategies, financial strategies that I adopted when I was in an apartment, or when I was in the residential hotel in San Diego, um, where you have the option of paying late, and you just pay a late fee and everything. Like, anytime you've been conditioned like that, or you've conditioned yourself, you get used to that pattern. Oh, I can just pay late on the third, I pay the extra $25, right? Well, in actuality, you need to pay on the first. Period. You just need to pay on the first, because that's when rent is due. And so being in the extended stay helped to condition me to have my rent and have it paid on the first. So by the time I got into my apartment, November 2022, that's how that is my mindset. I don't ever want to be late. I have not been late, and I want my rent paid on the first. I get up in the middle of the night once the rent is visible in the resident login system, and and as soon as it is visible, I pay it. So that um, going that route from the homeless shelter to the extended stay, keeping a job, staying on the job, there were some some distractions along the way, because anytime you engage in a romantic relationship, you're going to get distractions. But I still met that initial financial stability goal. And so it's true today, because then I've been able to keep my own place. I haven't had to move in with anybody. I haven't had to ask money from anybody. I make enough money to do what I need to do. So now my goal, my financial goal, is financial freedom, because the financial stability moved me into financial wellness, where I was sick on and financially sick in one area of my life. I became well through stability. I don't know if I'm completely well, because we all have some form of um, issues with finances. Even the most rich person in the world can still have issues with finances. They just have a better cushion. So if they make a decision, a big financial decision, and it doesn't go well, they still have millions or billions of dollars in the bank. With my situation, it's not dire anymore, but it's still the type of situation that I still have to be careful about. I have to be careful about taking on relationships that might hinder my money, taking on family obligations that might hinder my money, um, overworking myself to the point that it hinders my money. Um, Being disobedient to God, because there's a scripture in the Bible: poverty and shame comes to those who refuse instruction. If I do anything that's going to fall up under the category of disobedience, and I'm going against the grain, I'm going against the goals, I'm going against the plan of God, that's going to affect my money. And so whatever seeds I sow in terms of finances have to be, I still have to be mindful. I still have to be conscious, aware. I still have to be conscientious, in the sense that I need to do what's right, because right is right. And so there's still like some outstanding obligations that I'm working through, which includes student loans. I also still have an outstanding business loan debt that I took out back in 2012 that I still have to work through. But for the most part, my rent is paid. The credit cards that I do utilize are are for business, to keep from using my bank card, and I pay the full balance off at the end of the month. And so I've gotten a whole lot better, a whole lot better than what I was my 20s, my 30s, and part of my 40s. So now my goal is to move into financial freedom. Financial freedom does not always mean rich. Financial freedom means I want to be able to do what I want to be able to do without being encumbered. It doesn't necessarily mean that I need to do it, that is part of the plan of God for me to do it. But I want to be able to do it. I want to be able to have the capacity to do it if I had the opportunity to do it. I don't want to say I want to go um, out of town, or out of the country, but don't have the finances to do it. If I have the finances, I want to be able to do it. Now, you still have to check your ego. You still have to check your pride. You still have to check a number of things in your life. You don't, just because you have money and time doesn't necessarily mean you're supposed to do it. Sometimes you're supposed to wait. Sometimes the answer to your prayer is a yes, but not right now. Or it is a yes, but later. Or it is no, not no at all. Right? So you have to make sure you understand that. The financial freedom that I'm thinking about is for three of my businesses: Regina White Favors Limited Liability Company, Favors Marketing Solutions, Favors Marketing School, um, and then now will be Favors Publications. I want to be able to have the funds to go and spy out the land. So I've already done an exhibition. I was an exhibitor for Small Business Expo 2024 in Miami. I did the Miami Book Fair 2023, and I'm going to do it in 2024. I have another Small Business Expo in Atlanta in December, and for both Small Business Expos, I was able to not only exhibit but also give a workshop. Okay, all of that costs money. Now I want to be able to take favors publications to the London Book Fair. And not only will I need my passport, but I'm also going to need funds for not only the books itself, the the marketing materials, but transportation and hotel. So when I say that I want financial freedom, as long as I'm supposed to be doing exactly the thing that I'm considering, as long as God, as long as long as the Lord is ordering my steps in that way, then I want to be able to do it. A lot of times when you don't make a lot of money, uh, you still have to make sure that your base needs are covered, meaning that food, clothes, shelter, any utilities, cable, internet, because all of that is necessary today. And so I want to be able to do that. But now I have to be able to pay for airport transportation, transportation on the ground once I get there, hotel, food, uh, all of the marketing materials, all of the book samples that I would take, banners, retractable banners, any handouts that I want to get, be able to any shipping that I might want to do to that location, whether it's domestic or international. And so people who oftentimes have a bigger cushion, they their main worry is um, could be logistics, but they have the money to pay for logistics. So their main worry is just the organization, trying to build the organization, build the hierarchy. And a lot of times they can hire people for that. That's another financial freedom that when I was at the Small Business Expo, it was just me. It was a two-seater booth, but it was just me. And if I had had enough money to hire another person to sit beside me when I needed to go do the 30-minute workshop, then that would have been helpful. Or someone who understood the products to be able to speak as well. Sometimes I speak, sometimes they speak. For now, though, I'm the face of building brand awareness. I'm still not completely a brand. I'm building a brand. And so I'm the face of it. And right now, it's important that people see me. It's important that people understand me. It's important that people get a good understanding of of my organization and what I'm trying to accomplish. So it's okay. But when I think about long term, year 2025 is going to be the year of sales planning. And so now I'm going to take all of the businesses, all of the products, all of the organizations, everything that I've pulled together. Some things I'm now making an LLC. Some logos I have now initiated the process for trademarking. Now I want to begin thinking about all of the materials I need to copyright. And so now I'm protecting the brand. I'm protecting the products. I'm making sure that everything is covered on that end. And so, financial freedom, then, it is a place where I need to be able to not worry about putting money on something. I don't always need to put money on everything. Not everything is an option. Not every goal you set is a goal that you need to set. But I would think that if I want to go out and spy out the land at London Book Fair, I want to be able to do that. I also, and that's May 2025. I also want to go to Oxford. Uh, Not necessarily the school to attend school, but to do research, and that's June 2025. And so that's going to take logistical information and everything, and that's a spy out the land situation as well. So the financial freedom is the type of financial freedom that I'm looking at when I need to hire somebody on the spot, when I need to print more marketing materials and ship them ahead of me, when I need to pay for just basic on the ground logistical information, cabs, cars, things like that. I need to pay for airport. I need to pay for hotel. What happens? What happens if I'm networking with an organization and they want to meet the next day when my flight is out on the next day? Okay, I can't do that, right? Because I don't really have the funds and resources to be able to do that. So that's what I'm saying. That's my next goal in terms of overcoming life tired is to move out of financial stability and with a hint of financial wellness into financial freedom. And again, this is not one of those types of situations where I want to be able to go on a yacht and I want to be able to go on a vacation and I want to be able to go to Cancun and Jamaica and I want to be able to fly here and go to Italy and live the good life. This is way beyond trying to live the good life. I have the good life now. I have my mind, my heart, my soul, my peace. I'm in my healing season right now. There's no need for me to go and find a yacht or something. Like, I don't have that kind of aspiration. I could care less about that, but I do want financial freedom. So a part of overcoming life tired is the life tired that's connected to being financially stable, even if financially stable is a good thing. That you want to move out of financial stability so you can now move into financial freedom. And again, this is not to buy a bunch of clothes. This is not to buy a bunch of cars. This is not to have a whole bunch of houses in different places. Even though for your business, it might benefit you to have uh, multiple residencies. So for me, I feel like Miami is going to be my business stomping ground. I've already done the Small Business Expo. And I'm going to keep going to the Miami Book Fair. And I feel like it's going to be my stomping ground. So that means eventually I'm going to have an apartment out there because I want to be able to do business, and I can't always go and get on a plane and go back home. So it'll either be like an extended stay situation or a full apartment, like some condo situation. So that's another thing. If I'm gonna do business with Favors Publications in London, England, uh, at some point I'm going to have some kind of residence out there. Of course, that's going to be connected to whether or not I can stay on a visa or something like that, investor visa or whatever. But that's something that I would have to consider. Well, that's financial freedom because in addition to those residencies or those options, I still maintain my own place. I still maintain my centralized living so that I can come back to a home. I never want to be homeless ever again. That is something I never want ever in my life. And so I've already gone through that. I've gone through the judgment of that. I've gone through the correction of that. God is now in the process of restoring my life, and bringing me later into to reconciliation with other people. So this is something that I want you to consider when you're thinking about your finances, in particular, where you are, uh, what's going on with your finances. Do you feel like you are in a cage? Do you feel like you're in a prison? Do you feel like you just all you do is pay bills, or all you do is pay for your living? And financial stability is a good thing. You need to be in that mindset. You got a bunch of adult people who in their 50, 60, 70 years old who are not financially stable. And as we know, we all had the opportunity to get to that kind of point in our 20s, 30s, and 40s. And so somewhere in those 3 decades, we did not do what we were supposed to do, to the point that we're now in our 50s, 60s, and 70s, 80s, having to return to work at Walmart, or having to return to work, or we don't have enough of a pension to live on. We don't have enough of disability to live on. We waited too long. That's part of being life tired. You wait too long. You think you have all the time in the world to do what it is you think you do. Or we rely too much on a romantic partner, even a marital partner. That person is the one who works, so I don't have to worry about anything. The problem is that person could die. And that's what people don't realize. That could be the man or the woman. It doesn't matter, the husband or the wife. Every adult person needs to have a job, or keep a job, keep a set of skills. Because if somebody dies or that person divorces you, it will be hard for you to jump back into the workforce. The workforce has changed so much. When I was going to school, I graduated in high school, from high school, 1993. When I was going, it was about typewriters. By the time I by the time I graduated, it's about computers. And then when I graduated in 2005 with my master's degree, it was just about prior to that, it was just about basic computer knowledge, applications, things like that. Social media changed the game, so that even whoever is going to you need to have some understanding of HTML formatting, code. You need to have some understanding of social media marketing principles, brand management, all different types of strategies that are now the minimum, not just your degree. And so now that we are moving into AI, it's going to be an AI situation. What knowledge do you have about AI? Different types of specializations, things like that. And so that could, if you don't know that information, if you don't stay connected and hip with the times, that's going to affect your financial stability. And then it's going to push you further back from financial freedom as well. So that's why you want to take some time to look at where you are in terms of your finances, your thinking around your finances. Are you still asking money from somebody else for just for them to pay for you some gas each week? Or are you still do you are you not making enough finances to make sure that you take care of yourself as an adult? You can't think about financial freedom if you don't have enough finances to take care of yourself as an adult. If the partner you're with, uh, if that person died or decided to leave you, can you still pay that rent? Can you still pay that rent? Can you still pay the utilities? Can you still pay for the food? Can you still pay for your transportation to and from work? Can you do that as an adult? Whereas this whole viral thing about going 50-50, 70-30, 80-20, and women needing this and men needing this, and women deciding to leave the workforce to go and become a traditional wife, or men deciding to be soft guy in their ears, that's not going to work for you when the economy changes. It always changes. The one thing that we learned from the pandemic is that the whole global system shut down, and people could not get to work, and people could not get to work and be able to earn money to pay for their rent, and people who could not get to work to earn money to pay for their rent lost their place of residence. It is not smart for anybody, any adult person, and anyone who is starting out at 15, 16 years old as a high school student not to have a job. Everyone needs to have some kind of job, even if you are a homemaker, a home stay-at-home parent. Keep a 2-day job. It can be any type of job, but it keeps you connected to the system. So that's what I want you to think about when you are overcoming lifetime setback, when it's time for you to move from one area of thinking concerning your finances to another area of thinking concerning your finances and where you are. What's your gap analysis? So, this is overcoming life tired setback. I need to move from financial stability to financial freedom. Um, Please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for more videos, and then visit reginayfavors.com for tips and resources. Thank you very much for listening.